Hey, what's up, everyone? Let's jump right into it, man. Diddy has been convicted, and now they have released the strict conditions he'll have to abide by after his release. It's getting crazy, guys, but let's talk first about that whole Diddy sentence. Fair use.
So Diddy got sentenced to 50 months in the Southern District of New York. And what do I think about it as the founder of Federal Prison Tips and one of the most watched influencers in the federal prison space? I think that Diddy was over sentenced. And let me tell you why. At this point in time, he only has the charge of transporting somebody for prostitution in New York. And as I've said before in some TikTok lives and probably some TikTok videos, when you're a business person in New York and you're in Manhattan, most of the prostitutes come from New Jersey or from Philadelphia or from Atlantic City, not from New York City, unless you're down on 8th Street or something like that. But that's a whole story for another day. So there are millions of men out there that have done the same crime that they just sentenced Diddy to 50 months in federal prison. They should have thrown the whole thing out the window after he didn't get those RICO and sex trafficking charges. And will Diddy get out of federal prison? Well, he is fully SCA and FSA eligible because, believe it or not, transportation for prostitution is 100% FSA eligible. So, in order to calculate a statutory maximum home confinement eligibility date, you take the day that he went into custody, which was September 16th, 2024, and we're going to add 50 months to that. Then we're going to reduce it to the 85% between those two dates. And then we actually start counting his FSA not from that September date, but from today, because he's sentenced as of today. And we add that FSA award and the SCA award on top, and he is home November 27th, 2026. His statutory maximum home confinement eligibility date will be November 27th, 2026, which will be Black Friday 2026. He'll be out shopping with everybody else. Are you
That's crazy, by the way. On Black Friday, you will be out again. Anyway, RJ, the sentencing. Let's start first with the sentencing. Then we're gonna talk about that whole those strict conditions that he has to abide by after
Yeah.
sentencing. I think I played the video because, of course, he's a well-known influencer
Content creator.
in this realm, in this niche. So it's always good to see, let's say, a expert in this field to give their opinion before we give ours. RJ.
Well, I think that the sentencing was more than I expected. Well, let me start first with the argument, right? That a lot of other people in New York do the same, and he finds it a lot. The thing is that that argument doesn't fly. It can, but usually it doesn't fly with the courts because what they'll say is, yeah, but they are not on trial. You're on trial, which is, I think, a bit disingenuous. Just disingenuous because it can allude to a certain level of um, unbiasedness, right? I'm gonna pick and choose when I'll prosecute a person for something. Uh, so the fact that 99 people do not get prosecuted for something doesn't mean that the 100 cannot. You can't say, yeah, but the rest aren't. So it would be different if they were on the same case. Even if they're in the same case, let's say if it's a group, if it's a FRICO, then everyone will get a separate everyone. So the judge will look at every case separately, right? Did you call? Did you just stand watch? Did you participate? Did you rub it on your chest? All these things are like variables that the judges will look at. So as long as it's within, so as long as the sentencing is within the amount of years that the law prescribed, so if it's within that year, so if the law says 4 and it's within 4 years, then the rest is just up to the discretion of the court. That being said, I did find it more than I expected, especially looking at what they were saying about the dude and what they could actually prove about the dude, especially taking into account that Cassie, who also participated, who's, I would say, I mean, it's most likely that Diddy. So Diddy is the one that put her up on game, at least that type of game. Why do I say that? Because he did it with the rest as well, right? So that's a common denominator. I doubt that the personal trainer, Cassie's, new husband, um is doing that, right? But Cassie was actively participating. She was choosing the
The
uh,
male performers,
yeah, they call themselves victims now, but they will
they are
choose
suing her as well.
their, yeah. So, and it's like, hey, but that's, I mean, I understand that the prosecutors probably, or at least the prosecutor's office, the AG, probably closed a deal. They probably have a deal with
Yeah.
Cassie, information for immunity,
Yeah.
in exchange for immunity. But it is, as they say in Dutch, willekeurig.
Random.
It is random.
Very random. Yeah, I do
It's
agree.
targeted. Actually, that's the word, targeted. It's
It's
not
targeted. I
like,
think
yeah.
if I look at the, first of all, I think it was overcharged. The sentence was way too harsh. But if you look at the time he's actually gonna sit, it's almost not more than a year from now. So it's it. That's probably the reason why he gave him that long of a sentence, because he already made the calculation that in a year he'll be home. Nevertheless, it's still a whole situation where a guy is getting 50 months for basically prostitution, not taking into account all the things that they were trying to put on him, because it seems like that 50 months is partially with the you get 20 months for the actual sentencing, and you get 30 for the recklessness for who you are. That's how it feels to me. um because yeah, getting 50 months for only that, and like you said, he's basically the only one actually being prosecuted. Well, he got prosecuted for other things as well, but this was only the thing they could that they could prove. Getting 50 months from it on a federal basis. By the way, this is gonna be future reference
Or
for other cases, right?
it's a case law now. It's case law.
Good luck,
The
guys. Don't get
problem, yeah, but the thing with case law is that it's only, let's say, if the case is exactly the same, then you can argue that the outcome should be exactly the same.
yeah.
However, no case is exactly the same as the other.
They will
No?
reference this prostitution part, and whoever in the future, whoever billionaire is caught into a prostitution ring. Well, there is one that's currently in a prostitution ring. The guy from the model, what's the we talked about him a couple of months ago. Hey, regardless, let's take a look at what the strict conditions are, because I mean, after he's been released, which is according to what's his name again, the federal prison tips, it's gonna be November 2026, so in a year or so. These are the terms.
Sean Diddy Combs hit with strict conditions after 50-month prison sentence. Diddy's release terms include 5 years supervised release, subject to search. I think the supervision isn't a problem. If he still has the cameras, it's just a question. Anyway, so subject to it's just like putting it on a different server. 5 5
Imagine
years.
imagine being a millionaire. Imagine being a
Infrastructure
millionaire.
is already there, man.
Imagine being a millionaire and you have to report on a weekly basis to your parole officer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Subject to searches No contact with victims, mandatory outpatient drug and mental health treatment, must take prescribed medication
Oh,
unless cleared
wait
by.
a second. Wait a second. Oh,
Okay,
wait a
okay.
second. Mandatory outpatient drug and mental health treatment. Oh no, that's the next one. No, it's the next one. Finish this next one.
Must take prescribed medication.
They're gonna drug this. little nigga.
They're gonna, they're
He
gonna,
gonna drool.
they're
He's
gonna
gonna be
say,
drooling.
they're gonna say he OD'd.
He's gonna be drooling. Stage directors. He's gonna see Diddy with his tongue out. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, but I think it's like that's like tricky, right? Because if you already have a drug problem, you have to be very careful if you're going to prescribe more
What you prescribe,
medication.
yeah, what you prescribe. But hey,
But
it's
if he
gonna be
has
crazy.
like a certain mental disorder that would require it, but you know that it's something that's prescribed by a psychiatrist, but it's like doesn't seem like the solution. But okay.
Hey, hey, do I have it here? The 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 judge has found that this man is suffering from
The real problem is niggerism.
continue.
Domestic domestic violence programs, no firearms or destructive devices.
Yeah, no access to them. So it's a tough one, man. It's he is not allowed to own, possess, or having access to firearms. Required to take prescribed medicine unless a healthcare provider instructs him otherwise. Must attend outpatient treatment programs for drug abuse and mental issues. Yeah, I mean, it's not as easy. Definitely, the fact that you're required to take whatever they give you. This is wild. Wasn't that the thing that KaiR was complaining about? That they were trying to uh, uh,
But
and
but he proved their point.
that turned, by the way, that
But he,
turned into that whole what's the where do I have
Bianca,
it? No, that turned, let me see, where do I have that? That whole situation with him being prescribed drugs turned into, oh, I haven't pressed this in a long time.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
That
the drop.
th- that whole, yeah, that whole sentence, that whole part came from the fact that they were prescribing drugs to him.
But he kind of proved their point. But at the other end, he also proved that he can. He also, I think, proved that it's just. I mean, if it's about access, and if you have access, I mean, they were praising him in China. It's like you don't have to be here; you can still make it. But you just
Mhm.
need to have the balls and the
Are you
leverage.
saying that Diddy has to go to China to do the can't stop, won't stop dance?
I think it could. I mean, he could. He could because in the U.S., so U.S. cancels people. Well, China cancels people's lives allegedly.
Well, they canceled a billionaire out there. He's not CEO anymore. So hold your horses.
Oh yeah. What? But is it because he went against them? Is that what they're saying?
Let's say if you talk too much, I think there is a clip that said, "Talk shit, get banged."
Yeah.
Basically, what happened. He's alive, by the way. He's still alive, but
Yeah.
he's not
Because he
relevant
disappeared for a
anymore.
while, right? You disappeared and then
He had house arrest
yeah.
for like 20
But I
months or
think
so.
so. I mean, China does
24 months.
welcome. China does welcome. So they welcome artists there. Speedwind there was
Yeah,
very well
received.
received. People love him. So I do think that you have other options, especially if you're like a big name. I don't know if because the thing is what the whole race thing and what race someone is, so that Kanye was ranting about, that's not relevant in China.
No.
So, but if you go to a country, I think if you would have gone to Europe, for example, then yeah, they would have treated him differently because that's
Yeah.
where they come. Well, so so this is a very complex topic. Never mind. But
You're going deep right now. You're gonna let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to simple stuff
if he goes to
like
China, let me just
prostitution
finish my
and
thought. If he goes to China,
let's
if
bring
it
it
goes to
simple.
China, then it's a complex
Oh.
topic. The thing about race and peoples is that KR, throughout the years, so many things has happened that you can't really say, here and
Here, there, yeah,
but
yeah, of
people we,
course.
we really need. But if it goes to China, if it goes to one of those countries, I think yeah, you'll be well received. Yeah.
Or join former founder of Def Jam in the Philippines. Or is it Thailand? Thailand.
In the Philippines, in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's the Philippines. Russell Simmons. Join him there. By the way,
Or
talking about China,
a business venture with the new the new CEO of Revolt.
let's go. Let's go. I'm not gonna answer that one.
A lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon. But she was convicted. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
Well, I guess he's not getting it. He talked shit about him in the past. And now, guess what? You don't get a pardon. It is what it is. Hey, this is a picture that a drawing from that whole situation when he got sentenced. Yeah, I think overall, closing this topic, because at the end of the day, this is probably one of the last times we're gonna talk about this topic until he gets released. Um, by far the biggest loser of 2025.
Yeah.
I think with this sentence, with the whole situation before and him getting sentenced, getting 50 months. Well, he's gonna be released next year, but still harsh sentence. While he was expected probably to be released during that that court date. Yeah, one of the biggest. Uh, Other than that, I think this is a lesson for everyone. Um, to be honest, and I'll say this, said it in previous shows as well. I think Diddy is way too old to be acting the way he was acting. Um, meaning meaning that not the whole baby old thing. That's not my whole thing. It's the whole situation surrounding it. The threatening people. Because this problem arose because he was constantly pushing his boundaries, and you have to know where to stop. He felt untouchable, and when you feel untouchable, you make mistakes. You make a lot of mistakes, and obviously he made a count of mistakes, whether it's what and at the end he's now in jail because of it. He did he continuously made mistake. He didn't I mean, it's just something we talk about a lot of times when it comes to divorces and splitting up with girls. He didn't give Cassie that package. He refused to give her a package. She came to claim her package, and now look at you. You're looking crazy out here.
Yeah.
You cannot use people and throw them away. That's at the end of the day. Yeah, well, you can do it, but in the current time we're living in, it will have consequences. Maybe 80 years ago, 30 years ago, you wouldn't have consequences if he did what he did. But right now, there are consequences to moving like that. So you have to be careful. Um, and at the end of the day, a bunch of bad choices, continuous bad choices. Um, resulting in this whole situation. Definitely one of the biggest losers of 2025. We're gonna talk to the second biggest one after this, but RJ.
Yeah. Now, last thing, I'll just say it's related to the loss thing. I think more people the year. I mean, we're almost at the end of the year, but never. What I've learned, KR, you're calling the biggest loser. When a play happens in a season, let's say NFL in week 5, and they say, "Yo, this is the play of the year of the season," and then something happens in week 17.
Yeah.
What I've learned is never underestimate the dumbness of humans. So you never know what will happen. But this is definitely up there. I don't think he's definitely going to be. I think he's definitely going to be top 3. Guys, let us know your thoughts and opinions. Drop it down below. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our socials. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. And if you haven't done it already, sign up to our newsletter. Link is in the description box below. Hey, we always tell you to comment, share your thoughts and opinions with us, because that's how we can exchange our point of views with one another, and maybe, who knows, learn a couple of things. KR.
Yes. Learning. Talking about learning, man. Fatal blow to Drake in legal battle versus one of the probably the second biggest L in 2025. Started all the way in 2024 with a crazy battle in the summer, which continued in 2025 and turned into a lawsuit. But let's take a look at this whole situation, because the word is out. The sentence, or at least the judgment, is out. Fair use.
Drake legally lost the rap battle. Okay, Drake's lawsuit against UMG got dismissed. Never should have happened in the first place. We've been saying this for 12 months. But I think the funnier part is it is now in legal writing that basically Drake lost the rap battle because of it. And I think this is the funniest part. The judge basically said Drake doesn't have a case for defamation because any listener would see it as a matter of opinion, of salacious information thrown back and forth, and not facts. But everyone's missing the funnier part. It says, and I quote, "The penultimate song of this feud, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, dealt the final metaphorical killing blow." That is in legal writing saying, Drake, you lost the rap battle. Imagine filing a lawsuit in public for the judge to say you lost the rap battle. Okay, I don't want this video just to be crapping on Drake. My main question is, Iceman rollout. Part of that rollout, the whole thing with the Pinocchio characters and stuff, was partly predicated on the lawsuit passing. This was the whole Drake fan narrative that this is the red button and the lawsuit's the red button. And like all of these people are gonna get their comeuppance. So I have no idea what Iceman looks like now that the lawsuit's not happening. But can we please be done with this?
Crazy, but I think we talked about this in the past, where it's gonna end, and we were talking about actually the judge throwing it out because it was a flimsy case, with a lot of assumptions. RJ,
It was definitely not only flimsy, but it was petty.
yeah.
But Cameron is petty, but he's funny. So, and 50 is petty, but he's funny, in this case, it was just sad because he lost a rap battle, and then he filed because he was claiming a lot of things, KaiR. He was claiming that record companies and radio,
Getting payola.
yeah, radio shows were getting payola.
They
We're
were
using
paying
bots.
for bots.
He was saying about bots.
Crazy.
Was he talking? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, he was talking about Apple Music amongst other
No. Well, Spotify.
Spotify. Okay,
He
so you say,
respected the Apple Music part.
but there was something against Apple Music.
Yeah, he started with Apple Music, Spotify, but then real shortly after, he pulled out Apple
Okay,
Music out of that situation
which is also
because
like a weak move to make, right?
oh, he has to deal with Apple, so
Who
you
knows?
don't want to pull him into that whole
Yeah. Okay,
shenanigan.
but so he was talking about bots, but all those things because you were saying that the song wasn't that good. Yo, this is crazy. He
Defamation. He
was
was
saying
talking
no, but the
all
most
kind of
sad is yeah, the most sad thing he said was that the song wasn't that good, and that radio uh what's the name? What's the name? S- s- certain platforms were trying to manipulate people
yeah.
to listen to the song by pushing it
Yeah, but
to the
which
consumer.
is the payola part, which is he was saying that UMG was paying all these platforms, these um, these
Radio
um,
station.
radio stations, platforms to push it. Hey, hey. It's a sad thing. We're gonna read a couple of those parts from the judge because she wrote a 38 page, how do you say it? Is this a letter? Is this a judgment, opinion, and order? 38 pages. She's explaining why she's dismissing it. So let's take a look. Fair use. Oh, no, not fair use, of course. So used to saying fair use.
Okay.
Ajay.
Jeanette A. Vargas, United States District Judge, says the following. This case arises from perhaps the most infamous rap battle in the genre's history. The vitriolic war of words that erupted between superstar recording artists Aubrey Drake Graham, aka Drake, and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, aka Lamar or Kendrick Lamar, in the spring of 2024. Over the course of 16 days, the two artists released 8 so called diss tracks with increasingly heated rhetoric, loaded accusations, and violent imagery. The penultimate song of this feud, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, dealt the metaphorical killing blow. The song contains lyrics explicitly accusing Drake of being a PDF set to a catchy beat and propulsive bass line. Not Like Us went on to become a cultural sensation, achieving immense commercial success and critical acclaim. Both Drake and Kendrick Lamar have recording contracts with Defendant.
Yeah. It's that's the first. That's how she opens it. So as you can see, she already is acknowledging that blow, that metaphorical killing blow to the whole situation. Then further on, around page 15, she says the following.
The forum here is a music recording and in particular a rap diss track with accompanying video and album art. Diss tracks are much more akin to forums like YouTube and X, which encourage a freewheeling, anything goes writing style than journalistic reporting. Sandals Resort, yada yada yada. Oh, that's like a quote.
Yeah.
The average listener is not under the impression that a diss track is the product of a thoughtful or disinterested investigation conveying to the public fact-checked variable content.
So that's one thing that Drake was claiming, that he was actually stating facts, like he did some research.
Yeah. Which is weird. I mean, it is possible, but if you say that, people say in diss tracks, I'm going to put you underground, 6 feet under. I slept with your woman, all those things. And these are all, I mean, no one believes it. I don't think, at least, to be true. It's just type of entertainment.
Yeah, it's a gladiator situation where You see who's the one who's gonna survive the metaphorical killing blow. Next one. Which
Page
is, by the
19.
way, this is one of the craziest parts of that whole lawsuit. Just read it.
Plaintiff argues that the court should ignore the songs that came before and assess Not Like Us as a singular entity. Plaintiff argues that the average listener is not someone who is familiar with every track released as fast as part of the rap battle before listening to the recording. Because the recording has achieved a level of cultural ubiquity far beyond the other 7 songs, which he's saying himself, plaintiff contends that the court should not consider those other tracks in assessing how the average listener of the recording would perceive the allegations regarding Drake. There are a number of flaws with this argument. Not Like Us cannot be viewed in isolation, but must be placed in its appropriate factual context. Statements must first be viewed in their context in order for courts to determine whether a reasonable person would view them as expressing or implying any facts. Here, that factual context is the insults and trash talking that took place via these diss tracks in the days and weeks leading up to the publication of Not Like Us. The songs released during this rap battle are in a dialogue with one another. They reference prior songs and then respond to insults and accusations made by the rival artist. The songs thus must be read together to fully assess how the general audience would perceive the statements in the recording.
Makes total sense. Makes total sense. Makes total sense. The judge
Imagine, KR, that you and I are
standing
writing
in front of each other and insulting each other. You start insulting me, then I insult you.
Yeah.
People record the whole thing, but then all of a sudden you go to the court and tell the judge, forget the recording. He insulted me. He told me, he defamed me. I want 100 million from RJ. Forget whatever I said before that. Makes no sense. I don't know who his lawyer is, but they got a good pay for this, man. Without delivering anything but more ridicule. At this point, you can't even ridicule this guy anymore because he's been taking L since 2024. RJ.
He does. I think he was trying to get back to, and I think this hurt him more than it helped him.
Yep.
And I think he should have just let it be.
What is
Take the L. Take the L. Take.
Maybe you got a bit too excited.
I got excited and I pulled the plug out. My bad. But you can hear me now, right?
This is the worst way I can hear you. This is the worst way to get excited. Pull the plug out. Yeah, you wanted to say something. Continue.
So
yes, I can hear you.
If he had not started a court case and just take the L, like what's the guy's name? Ashton Hall?
Oh, yeah, the L.
Ashton Hall took the L against Speed,
made it a skip back and kept it pushing
effortlessly. Yeah. The next video was about how he took the L and how he would, start, how that motivated him to work better, to perform better. Now, Speed is currently on a show doing training with athletes, so I don't think Ashton has a chance for now. But
He
Um,
keeps it pushing. So
but he
continue
keeps it
doing the
pushing.
skits.
So the problem is that this case,
It's
so
gonna
Drake wanted
linger.
to continue like with songs, he collabed with Sexy Red and other artists trying to get back. He was trying desperately, but because he
Strongly.
started this case, I believe it didn't help him. You should have not started the case, take the L, and keep it pushing.
Yeah. In addition to what you said, not only that he started this case, he made it part of his release for his next album. So he was assuming that he had a good chance to be this one. And um, this whole Iceman album release was tied to the, let's say it would have been a get back where he's suing and winning from UNG for $1 billion in a defamation case, and he would win, and then he would probably um skate or disappear in the horizons because he's a billionaire now, something like that. I think that's what they had in their minds. That whole release is now screwed. That whole release for his next album. So I don't
You
know
should just
what he's talking about.
you should postpone it, right?
I'm not sure what he has to do at this point. I mean, to be true, to be real, um, I think for the average Drake stan, it won't matter. Um, some of them are very delusional. They really thought that he had a chance in court, that he was gonna, let's say, help the people. They were running a lot of PR with this lawsuit,
Yeah.
that he was doing it for the independent artists and all this crazy stuff, while we all know that it was just an ego thing. And um at the end, I think um it's not gonna matter to his average stan, because like I said, they are delusional. But I think the average hip hop, his legacy in hip hop is now, I would say, tarnished in a sense. Because not only do you lose a battle, you were he was trying, actually, RJ. Just think about it, and I said it in a previous show as well. If he had won, he would have destroyed an integral part of hip hop, which is diss songs. Because no label in his right mind would allow any hip hop artist in the future to do a diss song, because that's a liability.
It is. It is.
So because you lost a battle, you think, oh, I'm gonna sue and destroy everything the genre is about. Well, not
If I'm
everything.
going
A part.
down, I'll take everyone with me. But if you
I'm
don't have
taking
leverage,
everyone.
then
I'm taking everyone with me.
but you
If
can fight. You don't have any ammo. You don't have anything. So
Hey man, I'll say this. I'm happy
I'm
that it
gonna put
went
kisses on all of you.
on UMG, Kendrick. He was gonna sue bloggers. Oh man, he was trying to do it all. Nah, but it's crazy if you think about it. If he had won this, it would have been it would have changed the whole scene. Well, hip hop is continuously changing, but a very important part of hip hop is that gladiator aspect, where there is one man at the top and the next up has to challenge to become the number one. It's really like a sport, gladiator sport. And he was the number one. He got challenged. Actually, he didn't got challenged. He got mentioned, and he went and searched that challenge, and then got his ass whooped, and now he's suing. Come on, man. Come on, Drake. Come on. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's take a look at the next one.
The court holds, based upon a full consideration of the context in which Not Like Us was published, that a reasonable listener could not have concluded that Not Like Us was conveying objective facts about Drake. The views expressed by users.
Oh yeah, they quoted users.
That's crazy, man.
They
That's
took
desperate,
just a
man.
bunch of
Random
random,
users.
random
Kaioken,
names, just
Mr. Right,
ZNZ,
ZNZ,
Nebula,
Nebula. And the
Come
other
on,
YouTube
man.
and Instagram commentators quoted in the complaint do not alter the court's analysis. In a world in which billions of people are active online,
Come
support
on,
for
man.
almost any proposition, no matter how far-fetched, fantastical, or unreasonable, can be found with little effort in any number of comment sections, chat forums, and
Pause.
servers. Makes sense.
Pause. There are people out here on the internet claiming that Atlanta is Atlantis. What the heck are you guys talking about? By the way, we have a show that's coming, but we're gonna cover that in the future.
Yeah.
But there are people out here claiming Atlanta is Atlantis, and now these you start quoting ninjas from the internet to prove your point. Where are you going? Who's his lawyer again? Who's his lawyer? RJ, you can continue.
The court holds based upon a full. No, where was I?
He was
No, 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 no,
in the world.
That some readers may infer a defamatory
Meaning.
defamatory meaning from a statement does not necessarily render the inference reasonable under the circumstances.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a wash, man. Next up, another part.
Plaintiff's arguments that the lyrics to Not Like Us can be read to suggest Lamar's reliance upon undisclosed facts and is unveiling. Plaintiff first posits that the line "Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young" yeah, indicates that Lamar had heard from outside sources evidence confirming that Drake is a PDF. As discussed, infra, however, that ignores that this line is reasonably understood to be a direct response to Drake's challenge to Lamar in tailor-made freestyle to talk about Drake liking young girls. Heard it on the Button podcast. It's gotta be true. This lyric clearly prods Lamar to discuss pre-existing rumors about Drake's interest in minors. Oh my God. Lamar's response.
This is crazy.
Lamar's responsive lyrics are thus akin to the accusations of PDF in Turin that the Second Circuit concluded constituted pure opinion. There, the Second Circuit concluded that a reasonable person would understand, based on the context, that the defendant disc jockey was using the term PDF in response to directly pertinent comments made by plaintiff during their war of words, and was not relying upon undisclosed facts.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. There's a second part. My bad.
Plaintiff next points to the lyrics. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further. I promise. Plaintiff argues that a reasonable listener could view this lyric as suggesting that Lamar has specific evidence to back up his assertions of PDF. It is not at all clear that this is a natural reading of this lyric. Even if this line was susceptible to such an interpretation, standing alone, however, no reasonable listener could understand it in this way given the overall context. Indeed, during this rap battle, Drake and Lamar each used similar hyperbolic, threatening language. So, as examples, but don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. And your darkest secrets are coming to light. Another one, I've been in this industry 12 years. I'm gonna tell y'all one little secret. It's some weird ish going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. Another one, I got your effing lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. What about the bones we dug up in the excavation? This kind of posturing in a rap diss track does not make such lines more likely to be understood by the ordinary listener to be anything but pure opinion.
And the conclusion.
Defendant's motion to dismiss is granted. The clerk of the court is respectfully directed to terminate ECF number and to disclose the case. So ordered. October 9th, 2025, New York, New York. Jeanette A. Vargas.
Yeah. At the end, I think, like I said before, it's the end of an era. Drake clearly chose to to throw out the whole table with everything in it in the hopes to win the battle, to have an ultimate, let's call it, win of the war rather than winning the battle. Turned out ugly, man. Turned out ugly. Second biggest loss of the year.
Yeah.
Diddy is number one. This guy's definitely, he's also top three. If there is someone else taking an L that could, he has to top this one first, RJ. Because losing a battle is one thing. Going to court and the court tells you, what are you doing, ninja? What are you doing here? Because this is a rap battle. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Can't be defamation in a rap battle. You both guys are calling each other woman beater. You're calling each other PDFs. What do you want me to do? Just because he called you a PDF and you call him a woman beater, I need to give you the judgment because you're the PDF. What are we doing? Hey man, Drake, good luck. If your album is good, let me say it differently. Just make a good album, people might forget this. Or at least your fans might forget this. This traumatic last 2 years. That's the only thing you can hope for. If the album is whack, yeah, it's gonna be a tough couple of years. RJ.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and I think it was clear that this would be the case, but nothing happened. He didn't listen to anyone. At least listened to his lawyer probably, and then decided to file a case. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. Can he come back? Yes, of course. I think everyone can come back in one way, shape, or form, but it's going to be a bit difficult for him, especially for his rap. And if he doesn't watch out, the record labels might find another, let's say, pawn that they can market, because that was his thing, right? He was a pawn. I don't mean it in a demeaning way, but he was they could go mainstream with Drake, and doesn't happen that often, but he's not irreplaceable. So guys, let us know your thoughts and opinions. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, don't forget to subscribe with the notification icon so you stay up to date. And if you haven't already, sign up to the newsletter. Link is in the description box below. KaiR.
Yes. Let's go to the next one, which is the community thoughts. And we are responding today to a person who responded to a Diddy situation which we dropped on the Clips channel. What $3 million get you? Diddy's defense has a crazy new argument in court. And JCNT6PQ sounds like a bot though, but hey, we're gonna respond to it. You said,
and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's what you gotta pay your lawyers.
Why do you say that it sounds? Why do you say that it looks like a bot? Because it's not Ebonics.
Look at the name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who writes their
No, that's like a YouTube name. Usually if you don't change your name, you get that type of name. A lot of people don't change your name.
I don't know about that, but it do anything, yes, but you have to pay. Your lawyers have to try, right? So I think at the end of the day, your lawyers are there to try to save you from a sentence or a harsh sentence. It didn't work. It is what it is, but we only wanted to highlight during that show that they were trying. I think we also mentioned that it's quite interesting, but it probably won't work. But anyway, RJ.
Thank you for your comment, guys. Remember to exchange your thoughts and opinions with us. That's how we can learn a thing or two from each other. Always in a respectful way, whether you agree or disagree, but just do it respectfully.
Let's go. Fair use.
And Tristan Tate's criminal charges in the UK have been dropped. You may remember earlier this year that 4 women came forward. Prosecutors in the UK say there was insufficient evidence to even bring these charges in the first place, and that's after reviewing additional evidence that came into their possession. Now, Andrew Tate faced 10 criminal charges from 3 different women. Tristan Tate faced 11 charges from 1 woman. Now, there is a parallel civil action that has been filed where at least 3 women are seeking civil damages against Andrew Tate. That case is set to be in trial around June of next year. But again, according to prosecutors who said that they undertook, quote, a careful review of the evidence between 2013 and 2015, there was just insufficient evidence to bring these claims. But the bigger question is, why isn't this receiving more media coverage? When these claims were brought, they were all over the news. But you'll hardly hear anyone talking about how these claims are being dropped. Why is that? Now, Andrew Tate always maintains that he's one of the most hated people in the world, only because of his viewpoints, which of course are controversial. But the facts matter and the law matters, and that's what we're here to talk about. And the case was dropped. Why is it that it's not getting coverage? Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate's criminal charges in the UK have been...
Yeah. No more criminal. I think we talked about this. Said the same as well. We expected it to go away. In general, I think it was clear if they couldn't prove it in Romania, chances were even slimmer that they can create a case in UK about it. Probably they are the biggest winners in 2025 now. Well, they don't have a case in Romania and they don't have a case in UK. The only thing they have left now is that civil lawsuit. And we know that UK has a very interesting way of judging civil lawsuits. Hint, hint, Johnny Depp, because he lost in UK and then won in America. But okay. I guess I'm not going to say it because people get locked up these days in UK for putting things on the internet. So I guess I'll keep it short. RJ.
Do you think that in the UK it's less or more? So are you saying that it's stricter or less strict?
Stricter in what kind of way?
So how they supervise and when they how the leniency.
Depends what they're supervising. Let's, for example, if you write something that they might not like about a particular topic, let's say immigration, you might get a police on your door. Open up. But if you sue someone and they don't look at all evidence, that person might win a lawsuit which absolves them from paying you, which leads you to resuing in the United States to win, to prove that you were not the one who was getting uppercuts. Hint, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Well, they were both giving each other uppercuts, but okay. So it depends. I think in UK it's situational. It's a very
so you
weird.
Think it's random?
No, it's not random. That's not what I'm saying. It's situational. Then that's all you're gonna get out of me. You're not gonna get me to Andrew Tate myself for free. I even got half of the money of Andrew Tate, or at least the notoriety. Now you're trying to set me up. So MI6 can put work on.
I don't want to set you up at all.
Now somehow I'm at the top of the pyramid on MI6 board. Because I said something about their system. Come on.
I don't think so.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
less afraid of the Bobbies.
It's not the Bobbies you gotta be afraid of. Those things just don't do nothing. You gotta be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah.
Tate brothers. Tate
What? Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah. So they've tried to do. I mean, and we've talked about this offline as well. Okay. There are certain people that are untouchable. You can't touch them, and
Okay.
so Andrew was the one that was attacking the system more directly, dropping names, and I mean, yeah.
He
And
was
then
doing
this
a
happened.
lot. And he was
And then this
gaining a
happened.
lot of popularity among young men. And that's, I think, what was the problem of the status quo. Because, of course, imagine an. I'm not going to say it. Let's say if someone cannot be controlled and he's controlling a lot of young men, that can create problems. But you can continue, Ajay. Sorry that I'm interjecting.
Yeah, but now, so a lot of things happened, and the I'm not surprised that they're dropping charges. I wouldn't be surprised if they come up with new charges either. So at this point, it's just, I think it's just a lesson. He can regain his. The good thing about him is that he went down. Both of them, when they were locked up, then they got released, then they got locked up again. But they had one message, and they didn't, for their viewers, they didn't let's say, flop. They didn't cave. They stood strong on business, and I think that's good for their brand. I do think that they will be more careful on how they move.
Yeah, I think so too. At the end of the day, is it worth to blow up your own life? At the end of the day, they've been in court for the last 4 years, right? Let's call it. When did Kevin Samuels pass away?
2022.
2022. Yeah. So basically, they've been in court for the last 3 years. After once up, I'm going there. Wouldn't surprise me if something happened. The whole Kevin Samuels thing happened too all of a sudden. He was the top man. He was the one who was making moves. And all of a sudden he fell off. And then the Tates used that momentum to grow and become the number one. But they were more bigger than Samuels. Samuels was basically covering only relationships. These guys came in and monopolized everything. It won't happen anymore, by the way, because I think they changed the algorithms. The way they gamed the system and took over out of nowhere, it won't happen anymore. So that's once
And
in a
we're in
lifetime.
we're in the era of IRL streamer.
Yes.
So we're in the era of speed. We're in the era of Aiden Ross. We're in the era
Yes.
of Kai, and so on and so forth. So those are, I think, I would say those are the top tier streamers.
Yeah, basically.
ISO Speed.
According to the Twitch CEO, not, but okay.
Kai is not in. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, it is what it is. Everyone has their own opinion. According to the court, an opinion is not valid. So
Yeah, ninjas need to work hard before they get.
no, these names need to sign to me.
Yeah.
Then I can tell them they're the number one.
Yeah.
That's the game,
But-
RJ.
But Kai is on Twitch. That's why I don't get why he said it, because Kai is on Twitch.
He's also on YouTube, right?
Also on YouTube, but
Okay,
he's
okay.
so I believe he drops clips on YouTube, but he streams on Twitch.
Okay.
So I didn't get why he would say that. But this is like a new era. When we started recording, it was a different era.
Yeah. Different time.
Live streaming became popular, but IRL, that's
It wasn't small back then.
it was small
grew
because
the
it were
last
like
3 years.
gamers usually. It was pretty like
Yeah.
niche. It was a niche thing, and then hey, they did well. So and give props where props is due. So to get back and I have to say the Tate brothers were live streaming. A lot of people were live streaming, but it was like they were like live streaming shows.
Yeah.
Now you see people just standing in front of the camera and just talk, you know,
In a restaurant.
in restaurants.
On the streets. Almost getting their
Bringing
head punched
women
in.
in their bedroom. I saw
Whoa, giving birth.
giving birth, yeah. Stopping
That,
a drunk
that's what
stop-
that
stopping a drunk woman from, did you see that one?
I saw that one.
Yeah. It was the Shea Frost. So I saw the video first and he was holding
was
a woman. I was
almost-
like, what
almost
was he
getting-
doing?
He almost
But-
got his head knocked off.
Yeah, but it
doing
was
that.
good. I mean,
That's a good
I
thing.
mean, the
He's a good
woman was
dude.
drunk.
He's a
If
good
something
dude.
would have happened,
They would
they
have blamed
probably
him.
would have blamed him
Oh,
anyway.
no, probably. It's not. You're putting a doubt into it. You would have definitely get flagged for that one.
Yeah,
They
but he
tried to
didn't.
cancel him.
Yeah, and he didn't, and it was a smart thing to do. But at the moment, when I watched it, I was like, you know, this never would have happened if he hadn't had the woman there. But on the other hand, it's because that he was streaming that you could see everything. You know,
Yeah.
he just say you can't go. He put her on the bed and then he walked away. He didn't do anything. He didn't try any funny thing. So you can never say he, you know, he had bad intention. But can you imagine if if he had turned off the live stream then?
Oh, yeah. Smart guy. Smart guy. Anyway, at the end of the day, I would say biggest W in 2025 so far. We have, I would say probably a month to go, 2 months to go. So maybe it will change, but yeah, I think it's probably getting those two situation dismissed definitely clean their name. But at the end of the day, they are not as big as they used to. I wonder whether they would like to turn that whole situation back and not getting that popular and getting these 3 years basically robbed from you because they've
Yeah,
been
I mean,
constantly in court and even in jail for a
Yeah.
while.
yeah, I don't think so. Um, I don't think so. At least it's a lesson. But we'll see if if he shuts up or not, because that's what they want him to do. Shut up. All right, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
That's what they want him to do, and we'll just see. But I don't think, you know, KR, as I said, you know, when I was young, people were saying, you know, we shouldn't take this. Why are you afraid? Just go. I told him to his face. You know, I don't care. I punched the employer. I don't care. And and these people always talked about, you know, people who didn't stir stir the how do you say stir the
Stir the
do you say,
pot.
do you say stir the pot? Is that,
I'm
am I
not sure
using it
what
correctly?
I don't know what you're gonna say next. So
Yeah, to stir the pot. Yeah, stir
Yeah.
the pot. And people who didn't do it were like cowards and so on and so forth, right? But as I've gotten older, I realized two things. First, that in life, everything is about timing and leverage. And if you go to war too soon, you'll lose the battle. And everything would have been for nothing. Right? So that's why countries don't people might say, oh, why are you taking this? Why are you taking this from the bigger country with the bigger guns and the more money and a history of occupation. and it's
We
like, hey,
we,
but hey,
we want
what
peep. We
you have
want
to
peep.
think, you have to think it through, right? So it's not, you can act in based on emotion. That's how people get they get cases, they catch cases. That's how people lose their lives, because they're too emotional. So you have to be very strategic in your moves, and always also ask yourself, is this my battle? Yes or no? Am I willing to die on this hill? Yes or no? That's the first thing I learned, KaiR.
Yeah, that's an important part.
It was that,
Am I waiting to put it all on this one?
and the second thing that I learned when I grew up, as I was analyzing, uh, was that the people who were saying you don't have the cojones to attack Goliath usually have nothing to lose. So,
No,
so,
no, no. They had a camera in their hand.
so of
They had a
course,
camera in their hand
so of
and
course,
they wanted to use you as a content.
they wanted to. They wanted to buy roses for me so they can place flowers so they can place on my site.
There's Goliath. Go attack him. Let me record you.
Hey, attack him from this side so I can see your face when he punches.
When your wig is split into. Hey man, let's close this out. Let's close this part. Anyway, RJ, anything else?
Nothing else to add, bro.
Yes. Hey, closing.
Other than rate the show by pressing the like button and follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Comment, exchange your thoughts and opinions so we can learn from one another. And subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't done so already. Link is in the description box below.
Sometimes you get distracted. Let's go to the next part. Let's try to end the
I fell
show
asleep.
on a strong run.
I fall asleep. I fall asleep
No,
behind the wheel. That's what happened.
don't say that. Now they're trying to sue you. Let's start with the first one, fair use.
And speaking of rockstar shit, when is Nas doing a Super Bowl?
That's some super rock star shit. Nah, I don't want to do. I can't. I don't want to say I don't want to do a Super Bowl, but I don't.
Why though?
Why would I do that? Just leave it to the professionals.
You are the professional of professionals, Nas. What are we talking about? You're Mount Rushmore.
Leave it to the pros, man. I'm a pro at what I do, but you know that thing there, I love it, but I wouldn't do it. No, I don't know.
You can't keep that from the world though. That's real hip hop shit on one of the biggest.
Yes, it's the biggest stage, but. I want to watch it. I want to watch the halftime shows, and that's what's been happening lately. So salute to all of them.
Fair. And speaking.
Hey, this is understanding the discography you have. To be honest, I love Nas. You know I love Nas. Everyone knows I love Nas. But do I see him do a good show on the during the Super Bowl? I don't think his songs might not connect with majority of the viewers. So you got to understand where you stand, who's watching, and also the whole aspect. Hey, he didn't become a multi-millionaire through investment without understanding the core of what is marketing. Is this a company that I should invest in or not based on what they're going to perform? RJ.
That's definitely it. And I mean, that's one aspect, right? The first aspect is understanding. But also, I think KaiR, the aspect is like energy-wise. Because remember, if you're gonna do a Super Bowl, you need to prepare.
High energy.
Yeah, and
songs with high energy. He has laid back songs mainly.
Yeah, I don't think he has the best beats. If you compare him to other people.
He has pretty good beats, but
he has good beats, but he's not the best beats. For a Super Bowl, KaiR, Super Bowl,
he doesn't have the high beats.
Drake has good beats for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he refused it 6 times, according to himself. According to him, according to his fans.
Doesn't. That's one thing. And you know what the other thing is, KaiR? I think that
Bet you
Nas
he will
is
do it now.
Nas
Now he's
is
in the bottom.
Nas is started at the top. Now he's here. Oh, here. Nas
No, he's
is
not here. He's now here. With
Drake.
this. Oh. Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
Drake.
Drake
You said
started
Nas.
at the top. Now he's here. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
You said Nas, but okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, but I think Nas. The other thing is, KR. You know what would be a shame? Nas can, I think, sell stadiums if it's well promoted.
Mm.
But if you go to a Super Bowl, you have another demographic.
Yeah.
And you don't want people who are not like rap enthusiasts say, what is this? And then go
Yes,
and
rap,
comment and
rap.
tarnish his reputation.
Hip hop. Do agree with you on that. He's hip hop.
Yeah.
Even Kendrick is hip hop, but Kendrick has still some pop songs. But Nas is hip hop.
Yeah. So
It
he
won't
but he
connect.
can sell out. I'm sure he can with a proper tour, but it's like the marketing. Where are you going? I mean, this and the thing about the Super Bowl is that when you're watching it from your television, at home, the sound doesn't, the vibe doesn't come through
connect.
as well.
If
So
in the
you
stadium,
and
by
the
the way,
sound
in the
is not like a
stadium, it's even worse.
what?
By the way, in the stadium, it's even worse.
Yeah, I've seen recording. It seems like that in the stadium.
It's even crazier. If it's not connecting through TV, guess what? In the stadium, it's worse.
So, but yes and no, because I do think that if you go with a how do you say that? If you go with a what was I saying? Oh, with a Prince, with a Taylor Swift, something that people will dance to it. But if you go with rap and hip hop and like hip hop, as you say, like it's not gonna hit as hard. It's not gonna hit as hard, and it will be a shame for his reputation because people will go online and start talking things. Even Kendrick was like, "Hey, the West Coast did it well. They had Snoop, they had M, they had 50.
50 was there. But they a lot of pop songs. Let's be honest. But let's talk. Since we're talking about New York, your friend, your good friend, had this question to ask.
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. It's a
Okay.
misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that actually,
We don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals. And now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going.
Misdemeanor is not a crime. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So misdemeanor is not
It's
a
not
crime?
a criminal act. No, if you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal
why
act.
get charged at all then? If it's not a criminal act.
Fuck.
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No,
It's just
we have
different levels.
different levels of. I shouldn't say crime, but it's not. It's not a crime. You're not breaking the
What are you talking about, man?
law. I mean, you are breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act.
So it's breaking the law.
No,
It's a law, but it's
you're
just
not
a
breaking the
different
law.
level
The
of
misdemeanor is not
crime.
breaking the law.
No.
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
That's not a criminal act. Well, no,
It's a
if you're
misdemeanor.
speeding is a misdemeanor.
It's a misdemeanor.
Right.
So it's still breaking the law.
Okay. Well, if you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics.
Because
But
what
what I'm
you
saying
pull
Now
over-
it's semantics. Now it's semantics. Let's continue.
I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What is it? The law that what?
Is it a law to come
Is
over
there a
legally?
law?
Is there a law?
There are
The more question they ask him, the more. Hey yo, hey yo. I'll say this: if you're a Don Lemon fan, good luck in your life. If this is the mentor, the guy you want to follow, and this is the person you think has the right answers for your life, good luck. Sayonara, because you're going to the gulag. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say, because ain't no way this guy is sitting here discussing whether a misdemeanor is not part of the law. What are you talking about, man? Even kids know this is not correct. Anyway, RJ, do you have anything to say about your friend? You're on mute, by the way.
He's not my friend, first and foremost. And
He's
second,
the same color as you.
Cool.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
He's not my friend, first and foremost, and second of all, so you have the law, and you can break it. When you break the law, it's either you break it or you don't. So what he's saying, so relating to due process, that's the purpose of having due process. I agree with that. You need due process to determine if someone is guilty or not, because it's guilty until it's innocent until proven guilty, right? But so I understand. So he was trying to make that point, but the problem is that you can the acts get qualified differently, and certain acts get qualified as misdemeanors, and other acts get qualified as crime. But they're both breaking the law.
Yeah.
So what is he talking about?
Again,
And the difference between a misdemeanor and a crime, this is like a very black and white way to say it, but it's just it's a good way to how do you say, it's like a
assess,
like a small something that helps you remember things.
Oh, a reminder.
What are you gonna say next? Clock? What are you gonna say next? A stopwatch? Come on, man.
Continue.
No, it's a like a memory aid, or not? Yeah, a memory aid. So like a memory aid. A crime needs to be proven. A misdemeanor is something that is observed. So you observe someone speeding, you observe someone jaywalking, you observe something, and a crime is you suspect something and you need to prove it. It's a different that's like the very black and white way to do it. There are gray areas, but they're both breaking the law. So he doesn't know what he's trying to make a point, but this is typical. Don, this is typical.
Goofy. Fair use. Next one.
Confused about that in one aspect, because
about boxing or
about boxing, because it's only because Javante, I think, is a lightweight, if I ain't mistaken. He fighting a heavyweight, so it's not a real fight. It's an It's an expedition. It's an expedition.
Or they consider it a field fight.
What is it?
What it is.
You think it's all about the money now, or is
It's an expedition, guys. It's expedition.
Yeah,
It's
because
an expedition.
at that point, man.
What is it?
Not expedition at all.
It's not expedition.
That's a Ford
This is
truck.
the
That's a Ford truck.
Exhibition.
That's a Ford truck.
Exhibition is what the fight is.
I don't want to see none of y'all.
No, I'm just trying to correct. I'm trying to. Y'all corrected me when I got a word wrong.
It's definitely not
What is it again?
It's not an expedition. It's not an expedition.
It's not a Ford.
You never Ford had an expedition? Never Ford had an expedition?
It's not a Ford.
That's an expedition.
It's not a Ford.
It's an exhibition.
Yes, not addition.
100%.
The Bishan.
It's a what?
It's the Bishan, not the addition.
The bishop.
Exhibition. Not an expedition.
It's an exposition.
That's something different. Now you're going to court. The
On some
exposition is
real
something that
shit
your
though,
lawyer
is
put you
that
through.
where boxing is going?
Right,
Is
because
it becoming like
This is a new podcast with 4 people from New York, former rappers or rappers still. I guess I guess people should watch it expeditiously. Good luck. Shout out to Jim Jones, Fab, Mano, and I think the other guy was who was the other guy again? It's another rapper from New York. Wish him all the best, man. And may I see you in an exhibition and not an expedition. RJ.
Yeah. The thing about that, the thing about that, KaiR, is when you find yourself in a situation like that where you can't find a word, it seems so. You get this type of things, right? So it comes across as a way, but it happens to the
Okay.
best of us, man. It happens to the best of us. But
We're not native speakers. That's all I'll say.
no, it happens to the best of us. It happens
Okay,
to the best.
okay.
That's it for me. Next.
Okay, next up. Oh man. Oh man.
Is the last one?
Nah.
And then authorities emerged with a man in custody. His hands appeared to be zip tied behind his back. It appeared that he was cooperating with police and not resisting their arrest. It was a multi-agency response. A SWAT team
mugshot that we've been using of Derek Groves, and it could be possibly.
Yes.
We are still waiting on law enforcement officials to confirm that of course is in fact him. Of course, 5 months ago when this all happened, you even had the district.
And then authorities emerged with
got
a
my
man
guy,
in
man.
custody.
Was in the club with him. And y'all know I played you. I was like, hey, that nigga escaped from New Orleans prison right there. That nigga holler like, nah, that ain't him. I'm like, bro, that is him. He like, that ain't him. Man, I be damn, we wake up the next day with him. Nigga. Didn't they have like a $50,000 reward out for this nigga? Man, I would have told him, hey, bro, look, I'm put 10,000 on your account. Nigga. You need to go turn yourself in. Cause you just in the club, just chilling, nigga. You ain't got no mission. You ain't got that. That's how you know the nigga the CIA. That's how you know the nigga the CIA, y'all. Don't let these folks fool y'all. Man, my buddy was in the club with him. And y'all know I played you. I was like, hey, nigga.
People were seeing my horse I bet on in the club in ATL. And you know how they caught him, RJ?
How?
The morning of the arrest, he got into an argument with his girl. Ratlanta in works again. You got probably, I'll say this. I don't know. Like Kendrick said, I heard that maybe Young Thug called in the police, but because they have his number, right?
Yeah.
Or was it flirting? I don't know which one. Anyway, hey, it was a fun 145 days, but they caught the guy, man. It is what it is.
It's not the first guy that got caught because his girlfriend or woman or female acquaintance set him up.
Yeah.
That's why, KaiR, what do you always say?
What do I say?
If you're not willing, never attach yourself.
Oh. Never attach yourself to anything that you're not willing to leave behind in 30 seconds flat.
Or less.
Or less. Yeah, of course, less. But let's keep it to 30 seconds. Hey, it is what it is, man. He had fun. He had fun. Last but not least, since we're talking about people getting caught up, sometimes you get caught up in things you don't think you belong in. Fair use.
Decirle al pueblo de Estados Unidos, no a la guerra.
No to war.
No queremos una guerra en el Caribe ni en Sudamérica.
We don't want war in the Caribbean or South America.
No.
No.
Not war.
Not war.
Just peace.
Just Pete. Just Pete.
Not war. Se
Not
diría así.
the
¿Quién habla
war.
inglés aquí? Tú, Daniela. ¿Está bien así?
Daniela, ¿está bien así?
No war, just peace on the people in the United States.
Look at Daniela's face. Daniela's just holding it in because she knows she's going to end in the gulag if she laughs.
Please. Please, please, please. Vamos que se dice, oigan. Listen to me. Not war, just peace. The people United States.
I think she's the translator. They were probably working on the pronunciation before, and he's now free balling, improvising, partially. I wish Venezuela all the best. I've seen Trump is putting in work. They're blowing up a lot of small boats in front of the coast of Venezuela, and that might be maybe the president. Is it the president or is it the grand leader? Which one is it?
Who? Which one?
Maduro.
It's president.
Duro. Oh, it's President Duro. It's not the grand leader Duro.
He's both, I guess. There,
Oh,
but yeah, it's tense. The situation is tense. Let me put it like that. And I think he feels it as well on his coastline and at his borders. And it's a country. It's coming from a country that's been known to occupy. And
No. You're phrasing it incorrect.
Okay.
It's the country that brings democracy to countries that don't have democracy.
My bad.
You're framing it wrong.
My bad.
By the way, they also gave a person got the Nobel Peace. So we already know who's the next leader, who's the next grand supreme leader.
Yeah. I guess
Good
so.
luck. Run. Anyway, anything else to say?
No, I'm good. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, sticking with us until the end. Whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comment section below. Rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more. We'll see each other in the next one. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.
I think Duro will be joining the Syrian president in Russia real soon.
We'll see.
The former.
We'll
Good
see.
luck.
Good luck.